Welcome, everybody. This is the Wednesday Whiskey Review, and today we have Chord Bourbon's Whiskey Drummer. So this is one of their flagship products, and the story of the Whiskey Drummer is whiskey drummers are salespeople, and at the end of the Prohibition in Kentucky, they went up and down the streets with a big drum, and you guessed it, banged on that drum all up and down those streets.
Where's my drum set?
We should have had one today, right?
That would have been
like a little snare drum.
Hilarious. No, not even snares, just the loudest drums possible.
Yeah, just
so
a
the
big bass drum?
Yeah, so the whole neighborhood can listen to us bang on drums.
Well, it would be appropriate for this. So this is a Kentucky 15-year edition age statement, which is pretty rare for Kentucky. And they, Chord, basically, the story behind this one is that they are a blending company, so they pride themselves more on blending different barrels together. But when they got this one from Kentucky, they thought that, you know what, this set of barrels is way too good to blend it with something else, so we're just going to release it in a single barrel form. So they have about 1,000 in that first batch, and the second batch is releasing soon, the next 1,000 or whatever they may be. I believe MSRP for this is $189.99. And way out of our price range, and we got this from Addie's. So thank you very much, Addie's. Very appreciate all of your support, because without you, we would not be reviewing this product right now.
Literally not a single chance. Also, mainly because you can't really find this anymore.
Yeah.
It sold rather quickly, for obvious reasons. It did extremely well throughout the bourbon industry from reviews thus far. So this has been out for a while at this point. However, we had it when we interviewed them for their release. So if you've not seen that episode, definitely go back and watch it, because we had Chord on our show, sat down with them again at Addie's. So again, thank you, Addie's, and tried it with them on the show live. And it was the first experience that we had with it, which was just an incredible opportunity, because it blew our minds on what we thought was possible from Chord.
And it's going to blow our minds again today, because we haven't had this in quite a bit.
Since then.
Yeah, so we're going to try it out. So label branding. I mean, if you guys haven't looked at this bottle yet, hopefully it focuses on that. It's a stunning bottle. So they worked with a local graphic designer to design it after he understood the story behind the Whiskey Drummer, and he created this bottle. So it has this Prohibition, old wanted poster type look to it.
Yes.
And it has a picture of the Whiskey Drummer on there banging that bass drum, and it's just a stunning, stunning label.
They had some gold flake incorporated in the guitar pick portion of Chord's logo, which I think enhances the touch as well. It's an obvious A. In regards to the label itself, like you mentioned, being designed specifically for this release, I mean, if you go B, something's really wrong.
Right, yeah.
So we have to start with an A. It is a wooden cork, per usual, which is one of our staple features that we do like to hit on. So that increases it to an A+. And then from there is a story on the back that does talk about the Whiskey Drummer.
So I'll read the back of it without the notes, because that is our job.
Correct.
In 1933, with the beat of a drum, the end of Prohibition echoed throughout the land. Whiskey was back. Inspired by this story, we want to bring you Whiskey Drummer, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, unfiltered, uncut, undeniably delicious. Experience Whiskey Drummer, a new tradition. And then it goes into some of the notes that we'll talk about. But this is batch 1, bottle 527 out of 1,080. Smack dab in the middle, basically.
So I'm going to go
A++ check mark?
Yeah, exactly. You just...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So like we do this podcast together or something. All right, so nose. What do you get on the nose?
A lot of heat. It's a higher proof. What's the proof on this?
117.
117.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think this is the second... It's tied with the second highest we've ever had. I think our highest is 128.
On the nose, you're getting that heat up front, but that is then dissipated with a caramel, deep oak, and smells full.
Yeah, I would say caramel and honey and oak on the nose for me. I'm going to go with an A. The heat does kind of let you know, like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
Like, show respect.
Right.
Up front. So I'm going to go with an A. Agree?
I agree.
Agree. Initial taste. Let's see.
Ooh. The initial taste is surprisingly spicy. Like right when it hits your tongue at first, you get kind of, it's not like a pepper, like it's not a peppercorn burn.
No, it's a cooking spice.
But it's like
spice.
it's like a baking spice type burn on the initial part of your tongue.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then that goes down with like a splintered wood.
Splintered wood.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm getting because of that, how spicy it is. Like, it feels like my tongue is getting poked by little splinters of wood because that's also the taste, the oak taste. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I do. That's just wild. It's tough to conceptualize the things you're saying. However, I got there. Just took a couple seconds to compute. So, outside of splintered wood, you do get the caramel and the oil that coats your mouth, and then a little bit of honey on the back end of the initial taste, and that kind of smooths everything out. The pepper dissipates, and then you're left with a really nice oily finish. And it's such a high hug. It's very upfront. It does not even sit in your throat.
Yeah.
All the burn is literally just on the tip of your tongue. And then it cuts and settles nicely, warms up your chest, which is very similar with, I would say, above 100 proof.
Yeah.
Anything. And then it doesn't hurt your stomach at all. It just kind of settles right in the stomach. No indigestion type feeling. But it cuts literally at the very top of your mouth, which is rather eloquent.
Mm-hmm. You can get a little tobacco on it too, like some not harsher, but more pronounced deep notes that maybe like a tobacco or like a really deep leather or something like that. But you can get some behind all the oak, behind the vanilla, behind the honey. There's a little bit of like a deeper note to there, and I'm thinking it's tobacco.
Yeah.
So,
that or like a smokiness to it,
yeah.
but it's not. It doesn't overwhelm. It's not like a traditional smoke that you would pick up with other spirits. I'm still going to go A+ on this.
A+, I like that. I agree. All right, ending note. If there's one thing that we've learned about 3 Chord and all of the times that we've tried their products is they love like the tannins and the oils and the lingering taste that all of their products have. This thing, from the first sip, I mean, obviously I've had sips since then because I just want to keep drinking it, but it stayed. Like, this is not it glosses over your tongue and goes right down. Like, this is a very viscous, thick, high-proof whiskey, which it's just, the ending note is so satisfying to me that you just want to keep drinking, but you don't want to ruin the ending note.
Yeah, I'm with you. It just kind of sits really well in your mouth. Not what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say. And I agree. Just because it's very inviting, you almost on the ending note pick up a little bit of salt. Mm-hmm. And that little bit of like sea salt, that whole realm kind of makes you just want a little bit more. Very similar to if you're extremely thirsty and you're stuck out stranded in the ocean and the only thing available is salt water. You want the water, so you drink it, but then you just crave more of it because it's actually dehydrating you. It's got that fun upfront salt on the ending note that makes you want to keep drinking more. And then when you do take another sip, you get immediately hit again with the baking spices and everything else that's in the initial taste. And it's just a never-ending cycle of you wanting more, but then realizing I can't keep crushing this because I'm not going to be able to walk.
Right.
Because it's such a high proof. But it's a really fun balance between the ending note and the initial taste of, I want more, I gotta wait. I want more, I gotta wait. And honestly, for the ending note for me, I'm also going to go A+, just because it's pleasant and it's inviting for another round. You're not forced to sit back and be like, I have to wait because now this is a sipper.
Yeah.
Like, you want to sip this because you're paying respect to it.
Right.
And you understand what it is, but from a tasting point, it's not like I have to because there's so much going on.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I like about it, I agree with the A+ on the end. What I like about this a lot is it's very consistent throughout with one note. Like the nose, the initial taste, the ending note, and the lingering effects even after the ending note. It's this deep charred oak. Mm-hmm. Like, it is. If you had this, you would know that this is an aged whiskey, like a long aged whiskey. You wouldn't have guessed 15 because 15 is very long for a Kentucky bourbon.
Sure.
But you would guess a very high age statement on this. I love it. It's really good.
It is really good.
All right. Final rating.
Give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1. 93.
96. said 94.5.
Hell yeah, dude.
There
Look
it
at
is.
you go.
Like math.
94.5. This has been the Wednesday Whiskey Review of 3-Chord Whiskey Drummer. Go find this if you can at any of your liquor stores. Again, here it is right there. It's a beautiful product. It's very well rounded. It encapsulates every single thing that 3-Chord believes in and just elevates it to that next level. And it's a crowd favorite here, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh yeah, cheers.
Man.
Everybody, please remember, drink responsibly, be a good person, and Michael,
Do not litter.
we're out.